Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to try something completely different, something I have never done yet. We are going to do our homemade porchetta. So, first things first, I have a half of a pork belly with the skin on. Very important, need the skin if we're going to be making a porchetta. The skin is what's going to really crisp up and get those nice little bubbles when we roll this, tie it, and put it over the fire. So first thing we want to do is butterfly this open. And I just started it, and basically just going to score your knife across the whole length here, and every now and then just peel it back. We're going to do this until we have come all the way across. So let's just get this going. And the reason we're doing this is, one, I want to be able to season the inside, and two, I want to be able to roll this up nicely. And I guess the best way of doing this is by butterflying it open, and just be careful not to go through. Take your time, like I'm doing. And if you go through, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal because it is going to be rolled up. So, and a sharp knife will really serve you well with this. You know, if you're going to work with a dull knife, two things are going to happen. One is you're not going to get this butterfly properly, and two is you're probably going to cut yourself. So again, a sharp knife. I keep all my knives extremely sharp, and I use the tumbler. And again, just keep on folding this back as you slice this, like I'm doing. And I'm going to go a little bit more. We are almost there. Okay. So here we go. And you don't want to go through. So there we have it. You see how much I got here? Let's go a touch further down. Okay, perfect. We have a fully butterflied pork butt. So now what I want to do is, because I want to get this to crisp up as nice as possible, we are going to use, and now my hands are kind of schmutzed, we're going to use the jacquard, and we are just going to really tenderize this baby and put plenty of holes in it. And just when you think you got enough, you're going to flip this over. I'm just going to do this one half of the side where the skin was. And again, this is just going to help us really, when we put this on the rotisserie over the hot coals, it's just going to give you that crispy skin, that small little bubbles that you're looking for. So the more you do this, the better chance you're going to have of having excellent crispy skin. All right. I think that's going to do it. So basically what we're going to do from here, I'm going to put this back, this half, just like this. I am going to get a foil pan. I am then going to put this in the fridge for at least 24 hours. The longer you can do it, the better. It's going to help dry out that skin, which is in turn going to help crisp up that skin. So, see you guys back in about 48 hours. See you later. Hey guys, welcome back. So it's been 24 hours. My pork belly is got another day to go in the drying out process in my fridge. So what we're going to do today is make the filling so that I can get it nice and cooled down and put this in the fridge so that tomorrow I can put the two together, tie them up, and we'll continue from there. So for my filling, and guys, you can do whatever you like. I'm using a lot of fennel, I'm using a lot of apple. Pork, fennel, and apple go great together. But this is the key to my sauce. This is my confit garlic. I cook this for about 2 hours, 3 hours in a cast iron enamel pot with some really good olive oil. And we are going to take a huge amount and get it into this pan. Let the oil come out a touch. We'll use the oil for the apples and the fennel. So what we're going to do to this is I have 3 apples cut up, I have 1 onion cut up, and I have a huge half a bulb of fennel that I sliced up. And that's all going to go in here. And we are going to soften these up nicely, because when I put this in the meat, when we roll this up in the meat, I really want this to be soft. So we're going to get this going. Now to this, we are going to add, I have a teaspoon of salt, I have 2 teaspoons of ground fennel, I have 2 teaspoons of ground mustard, I have a teaspoon of ground Calabrian chili powder, I have a teaspoon of ground thyme, and we're going to just add this all in here. And hopefully turn this into somewhat of a paste here with the oil from the garlic. And the garlic in here is just amazing. When you confit garlic, it's ridiculous. It becomes sweet. I mean, there's so many different ways to use it. It changes the whole taste of your garlic when you confit it. And again, I use really good Sicilian olive oil when I make my garlic like this. And you know, the better the ingredient, the better it's going to taste. That's just my 2 cents, but use whatever you want. So we're going to get this to a consistency that I'm going to be happy with, and I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, so we're back. And I have this basically to a point that I want it. Vegetables, well, the apples, fennel, everything is nice and softened up. So give it a taste. I am happy with that. You get the sweetness from the apples, you get the freshness from the fennel. One thing I will tell you, I forgot that I did put a couple of turns of my fresh cracked pepper in there, a little parsley and a little basil. So now that this is done, I have it where I want it, I'm going to put this in a bowl, and I am going to let this cool down. Once it's somewhat cool, I'm going to put a little saran wrap over the top of it, and this will go into the refrigerator. And one thing I will tell you is, like, I can taste the heat on the back end, which is really nice from that Calabrian chili and the black pepper, and even the garlic has its little hints of it. But remember, you are going to use this as a paste. This isn't the dish itself. So with all the pork that's going to be surrounding this, it's just going to even itself out, and it's going to be a delicious tasting dish. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let this cool down, going to put it in the fridge, and I will see you guys tomorrow when we get the pork out of the oven, wrap it, tie it up, get it ready for the rotisserie. See you guys later. And we are back. As you could see, our pork belly skin has dried out nicely, sitting in the refrigerator for 48 hours. We are now going to hit this with a little bit of mustard as a binder. Doesn't have to, just a little bit. Not going to taste the mustard by any means. And let's just brush this in. And you could have done this step while you were drying it out, but I didn't want the seasoning to sit in there that long, to be quite honest. All right, so we got a little bit of a binder on there. And you use your favorite rub. I'm going to go with a Traeger pork and poultry rub. And we're going to just hit this generously. And don't worry, my counter's been cleaned off. And I'm cooking just for the family. So we have a nice amount to rub on there. Then if you remember, this was our fennel, apple, onion, Calabrian chili. What else did we have in here? The garlic confit, the salt, pepper, garlic, some ground mustard. We are now gonna just spread this out. Doesn't have to be perfect. This is all gonna get rolled up anyway. And it smells amazing, gotta be honest. After we cooked this stuffing, we kept it in the fridge, cooled it down nicely. So, you should get a little bite of everything in every bite once this is cooked up nicely. All right. I think that is fine. Now all we need to do is just roll this up. And you want to roll this up as tight as possible. And it's going to make somewhat of a mess, do not worry. Okay. Here we go. Great. Just get this out of the way because I made a mess. And now I will be back in a minute. I just want to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to tie this up and we'll be right back. All right, so we are back. We are all cleaned up. Got this all tied. This is what it looks like. This is going to go on my Kamado Joe, Big Joe rotisserie in a couple of hours. So until I'm ready for it, we're going to put this back in the fridge. But this is what she looks like. As you can see, a little bit of layering of all the flavors in there. And I must tell you, this is raw, but it smells really good right now. Really smell the fennel, really smell the apple. So I will bring you guys back when we start up the Big Joe, and see you in a bit. Thanks. All right. So we are out here, got the rotisserie set up on the Big Joe, Series 1. We are going to, well, as you can see, I got all the charcoal banked to the back. We are going to use my Sear Pro and get this lit. As you can see, we are lit. Let this get going for a bit, and I'll bring you back. All right. So while the Kamado Joe is coming up to temp, let's get this baby on the spit. So we are going to basically go right through the middle. And it's not really the middle that way, but here we go, right through the middle. And this is basically just going to kind of hold this up. Get the other side on. And I'm not going to tighten them all the way down because, quite honestly, I'm not sure where this is going to sit once I get it out there and put on the rotisserie. So once I get out there, line this up, we can make this, you know, tight and put in the proper spot. So the more this cooks, the more it's going to want to pull, the more it's going to basically pull back out. So trying not to damage the skin. All right, here we have it. All right, so I will see you guys back out at the pit as soon as it's up to temp. All right, so we got our fire nice and ready. Got the spigot on, tightening these guys up because I'm pretty sure I got it where I want it. All right, let's turn this baby on. It would help if I actually plug it in. All right, there we go. We'll be checking on this baby. As you can see, I got the coals pushed into the back. I might eventually drag some of them towards the front here. I just don't want really a lot of heat on top of this. I want this to go for a while. It's going to go to about 180, 185 degrees internal. I want this skin really crisp up beautifully. So I will see you guys back in an hour or so. Hey, welcome back. So first off, let's just say I got really good crunchy skin. Got a little too dark on me. I don't know if I had maybe too much coal, so I had to finish this off in the oven a little covered, but we're going to try and take a look and see what it looks like. I mean, the inside looks nice, but let's try and cut this. Oh yeah. I'm not sure if you can see this, but look how juicy this is on the inside. So I'm going to taste a little piece. And I'm using a serrated bread knife. Oh yeah. Wow. That is really good. The skin, crispy, tasty. Let's try an inner piece here. Just look at that. Look at the juices coming out of this. And this actually, it's been resting for about an hour. Wow. For my first porchetta, let's get you a close-up of the inside there. For my first porchetta, I'm very happy with this. Other than the really dark skin, still has a good chew to it. The inside is ridiculously flavored. Wow. You get the fennel, you get the apple. Get that little hint of the Calabrian chili powder. This is just really, really good. So, next time, a little less charcoal. Should be able to keep this skin from turning that color. Like I always say, try new things. Your kitchen, you cook. If this is something you like, hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe. I got a bunch of videos coming out. So from my kitchen to yours, Manja, see you guys next week.